All right, so as we all know, or should know by now, Donald Trump is our 47th president of the United States. And listen, as much as I want to celebrate with all of you, and we will celebrate, there will be a time to celebrate, right now isn't the time. I gotta talk to you right now. This video right here is not just a conservative video. It's not just a Christian video. It's not just a Trump celebration video. This is for every person of any belief, any demographic. This is for you. Listen. Whether you agree with the election or not, it's over. The decision was made and Trump is in office. So let's move beyond the election. Let's focus on the rest of our country and what we need to do to ensure that we are continuing to be in the driver's seat and winning the fight. This election, people, as massive as it was, as monumental of a movement and a comeback as it was, as an achievement in politics that will go down in the history books, it is not the end. Listen, if there's one thing that this election has taught me and should have taught you, is that we are not as divided as they want us to believe. America is not as broken as we thought. Listen, I'm not somebody that fell into the game of going on social media and looking at all the out of context clips, going on the news and listening to their lies. I didn't look at that and take it as gospel and just digest it and spit it out, right? I saw through their lies. But I was also somebody that had interconnections to see, like, reliable sources, to see people on the ground in these organizations, in these businesses, in the government, to give you a real, what is actually happening, what is the truth. But I know that there's a lot of people that don't have that time. They don't have those resources. They may not, honestly, have the care. They're not interested in politics enough to go deep dive and see what is real and not. They just want to be a normal person and rely on the news. The news is supposed to be reliable. That's not a bad statement. That is the next goal. Listen, all winners know that one goal doesn't mean you can get complacent. Complacency is the killer to success. For us to continue to succeed and grow in America, not only do we have to use these next 4 years of Donald Trump to implement policies, implement people in the White House, Cabinet, Senate, House of Representatives, but in our states, that is going to ensure prosperity for more longer than 4 years. Not only that, but we have to make sure that we hold social media accounts, social media pages such as TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, YouTube. Hold them accountable. Hold these new channels accountable. If there's one thing that we know, it is that the lies that they spread, the narrative that they pushed, and the brainwashing that is obvious after the election. Listen, there's not been a candidate for 20 years in the Republican Party that has won a popular vote. Donald Trump pulled that off. That is, do you understand how massive that is? It's not like he just won the electoral votes and he got put in there like he did in 2016. No. He won the electoral votes by a landslide and then won the popular vote. Which means the media's attempts on telling you, hey, you all are all divided. We need unity. We need joy. We need to come back. Trust in this party because we're the party of democracy. It was a lie. All of their debates and their rallies and their videos and their interviews talking about Donald Trump as Hitler, our rallies are the equivalent of a Nazi camp. All of these things that we are going to commit mass genocide and that we want to hurt women, we want to hurt black people, we want to hurt Puerto Ricans, we want to hurt all of these lower demographic people, was an absolute lie. Because if it was true, we would not have pulled the most votes that we've seen in modern history from young adults. We had not seen a drastic improvement among black people, especially black men. We would not have seen a nearly 30% increase in Puerto Ricans. We would not have seen these things. If we were so divided, we wouldn't have seen Democratic strongholds, counties turn red. Swing states, battlegrounds turning red. If we were so divided, so in shambles as they want us to believe, that would have never happened, but it did happen. So you need to right now realize that we cannot just let this election fold over, push away, and get out of our minds the responsibility that needs to be laid on these people. We need to hold them accountable. I do not exactly know what that looks like, how we're going to do that. But I know that I'm going to try to figure that out. And I am going to try with every fiber of my being to hold these people accountable and continue to educate my brothers and sisters, because I hate to see them be psyoped like they were. And I hate that we even got as close as we did for the working. 2 assassination attempts. Indictment after indictment, family attack after family attack, and the news switched on him when he announced that he was running in the Republican Party for president in 2015, 2016. He went from golden boy to Hitler comparisons. He went from beloved to hated. He went from friend to foe in a blink of an eye. And I'm sorry to say this, but if you disagree with anything I've said, you are wrong. This election showed it. The popular vote spoke. The middle class spoke. The working class spoke. The people, the Americans spoke. Come back to America. Admit that you were wrong. There's going to be a lot of people out there laughing at you, calling you names. They're gonna take their moment to celebrate, and I'm gonna celebrate. But I'm not going to rub it in your face. I'm just going to simply invite you to come back. And I hope that every single one of you that is on the conservative side do the same. Our brothers and sisters that voted Democrat were lost. It is not their fault. They were psyoped, they were brainwashed, and they need help. We can be that help. We are the family of Americans that we all need. And we will grow strong in these next 4 golden years together.